This is a review of the SweetLF electric razor with rotating heads. Let's go over what it comes in. Actually in a lovely box that has the instructions, the space for the razor, space for the brush to clean the razor. Comes with the razor itself, which as you can see has a protective head. It is a rechargeable razor and it uses a standard micro USB cord, which is also included. The power for that cord is not included, but most of us already have micro USB power connectors galore for all of the various items that we have. Lovely two-sided brush, comes with a convenient carrying bag, comes with instructions, although there's not a whole lot that it's needed. Alright, so you pop this off. What you see is it has rotating razors. These are floating heads. This is, in theory, waterproof. You can use it in the shower, and I have used it with shaving cream and water. I'd recommend not completely and totally immersing it, but just regular water use, the occasional splash inside is not going to hurt anything. It is attractive. It is not a fingerprint magnet. I've been using it now for a little less than a week and haven't had to wipe it off once. As you can see, it has a little bit of a... It's not that loud. It has indicators to tell you how much power there is left. I charged it once before I used it. As I said, I've been using it for a little bit less than a week, and it's still basically riding on 100%. So I would expect this one to power for... honestly, I don't know. We'll see, but if it continues to hold at this rate, it wouldn't surprise me to find that this lasts several weeks before I have to recharge, which is obviously a really cool thing. Alright, you can pop the head. As you can see, the electronics are down in here inside the sealed container. The cutting blades and such are here. It's easy to just run those under the water when you're done shaving, or you can use the brush. To get at them, if you want to get at them closer, you basically turn that knob as so, and there you have access to those. I'm not going to do anything there, though, because the razor has a tendency to slide to the side, and they would all fall out, and the instructions say be careful how you put them back, don't get them mixed up, because it does matter which one goes into which container. Alright, so basically it has everything you need and looks pretty good. Sorry about that. Looks like I've got that. I'm going to have to readjust that. Not a problem. This is... Alright, I'm going to stop the review right here and put all this back together. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I'm something of a klutz, and I was trying to do that one-handed, which is not recommended. So this is what the blades actually look like. Alright, I'm going to now put this back together and then talk a little bit more about actually how it does in operation. Alright, it's back together again. Most of my experience with electric razors was some years ago, back when I was experimenting, because frankly I get tired of shaving. Most of those I was looking at were akin to the Remington model, which essentially is a set of blades that goes side to side underneath a small microfoil in between cover. This is the first time I've used a Norelco style rotary head razor. My experience with the earlier models, the Remington I used several years ago, was that it just didn't do that good a job. In some areas of the face it was totally fine, covering above the jawline, for example. Most electric razors, on me anyway, do a very good job, easy to use, easy to manipulate. Where I run into trouble with these is on my neckline, below the jaw, and in particularly right underneath the jaw. So I was interested to try this out, and basically I had essentially the same experience, that on the cheeks, above the jawline, the chin itself, everything was just fine. Down below the chin, down on the neck area, I'm afraid that I ran into the same problem. The skin is loose enough there, even trying to tighten it, even tilting my head back, the razor still had some problems getting this really close. I found it really great for a touch-up. However, if I were to use this, if I were to go out on a critical sales call or a critical date, frankly, I'd probably put this away and use my standard Gillette Mach 3 razor. I did find that it did a little bit better with a wet shave. So using shaving cream did improve things a bit. On the other hand, for me, the attraction of an electric razor is you pull it out, you turn it on, you run it over your face, and you're done. You don't have to worry about, using shaving cream, cleaning things off, drying things off, and all that. So for me, using shaving cream kind of takes away the fun of having an electric razor. The other thing I want to call out is it has a pop-up beard trimmer. This does rotate side to side. I don't know if this is going to show very well. Yeah, you can see a little bit there, which is supposed to be used for trimming a beard, trimming a mustache, trimming sideburns in particular. I'm afraid that this one is not as good as some of the others that I've used. I had a real problem keeping things, it just didn't trim well. So it was able to make a line, but then, say, dragging it downward to get that, I don't know, 16th inch, 8-inch that doesn't really reach well with the electric razor. The trimmer just didn't do the job. I was using that both in sideburns, and I was using it to trim, I let my beard grow for a little bit and then used it to trim the bottom of the beard. And in both cases, the trimmer was less than satisfactory. So overall, I would say this is competitive with the other electric razors in the market. If you've had good luck with them, then I think this is one you should consider. If, like me, you've had some problems getting them to get under your nose or under your chin, then this is going to have the same problems, and it's up to you to decide whether the convenience of being able to do a quick trim justifies the price and justifies keeping it in your bathroom. For that kind of quick trim, I just want a quick, let's do it and get it out of here. I don't want the hassle of pulling out the razors and the water and the shaving cream and drying off and all of that. Then this is actually a pretty good alternative to have around. It is absolutely competitively priced, less than certainly than the name brands. I'd say on a par with the other non-name brands. It is attractive. I love the power. I love the fact that I can see how much power there is remaining. The only thing I'd ask the manufacturer to fix if I were to do it all over again is I think they could do with a better trimmer. Other than that, it's a pretty impressive little piece of machinery. As to whether it's suitable for you, I would say this is so personal a call that it's not something I can say yes or no. You'll just have to use based on your own experience with these kinds of devices.
Yeah, there's your review. This will basically fall apart no matter what, especially with the whole top head. And they sell replacement top heads. You know why? Because they fall apart. So even though this thing worked for like a year, these heads don't last 1 year as advertised. They last less than a year. I've already replaced them twice. The problem is this little piece that attaches to the top of this base. It keeps coming out. It's an engineering flaw. They're not going to replace that. That's why they offer replacement heads. So yeah, don't waste your money, even though 40,000 reviews say this is an amazing, amazing razor. Well, apparently not. Apparently not. Within 1 year of use. And I don't even use this every day. It still works. The motor's still good and everything, but like, it doesn't help if I need a whole new top piece. You know, it's not even worth it. Most people, yeah, just replace the whole top piece for 20 bucks and it fixes the whole razor and you can use it for another year and then the top piece breaks again. You know what I'm saying? I'm good, man. You guys actually call that a good review? 40,000 positive reviews. Yeah, I don't think so. 40,000 reviews that are not legitimate.
Okay, I just received it yesterday. This is how it came. This came well in here with the charger, something like to clean that up and everything. So my dad and my brothers already use it. They seems really good, they say. So here's another thing, like gadget. I guess it's like another type of one. Well, I'm not a man. I cannot know how to use it. So yeah, you can modify here like everything. So yeah, it seems really good and it works perfectly fine. So yeah, I liked it. It was a good shipping. So yeah, and that's how it came, guys. You just have to, there is no need to use batteries. You just charge it with a charger and everything, and that's it.
Next to that, next to this lawn, this sucker whips it hands down.